Time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting it. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fall, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never know I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, so let me break it all down for you.
We are live with the final episode of Nemesis before Endgame. My name is Alexandra Shaw. I am joined by the chairman of the CWL, and from what I understand, Chairman, the Kingsmen are backstage now with a camera crew going to meet them.
So it's a week till Endgame, and we've already got a few names. First off, we have CWLUniverse, who knows Zach pretty well, so that's a big plus, but he's still not got back to me. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be part of us. And the other name is Andrew Smith. He does realise it's his problem, doesn't he? Okay, whatever. That's whatever. And on top of all of that, no one's come to the interview, so don't know what to do. Come on.
Well, it appears that they are still trying to find a third member for their team at Endgame. But speaking of Endgame here, coming out to the now, someone who will be off the record unofficially, but having their last match of their wrestling career at Endgame, Tommy Hazard will be going into Endgame with a huge target on his back in the most literal way possible.
That unsanctioned match is going to be something like, like we mentioned on Vindication, something that is going to be not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely, and Tommy Hazard, listen, we've seen this man get crazy before. I mean, he has competed, I think he's the only man in CWL to compete inside Hell in a Cell twice. And both times they were brutal contests that attribute to him being forced to step away from the ring, but that's going to be the key factor. How will the back of Tommy Hazard hold up in that match? Because he could be fine. Maybe he is. Or it could just take one bad landing and he could never walk again.
And that's going to be the
question. It appears he maybe has some last words for the CWL audience before he goes to war. It's often said that knowledge is power, yet looking at this Sunday with the knowledge that I will not wrestle another match again, it reminds me that ignorance is bliss, and that perhaps I was better off having my career end on some random match in Canada. The great and legendary career of Tommy Hazard ending unexpectedly and abruptly. After all, it's what I deserved. I was addicted to ruining careers and destroying lives, but when my back gave out and it all came crashing down around me, that high that I'd become addicted to was gone. The rose-covered glasses slipped off my face and I saw what a miserable, pathetic, and evil man I had become. I saw how my lust for ruining another man's life had cost me my friends, it cost me my eye, it cost me 10 years of my life. So I promised on that day as I cried on the floor of my bedroom, I promised that I'd never destroy another career. So I became general manager of Nemesis, and it became my rehab, and I focused on building careers, and while I didn't always get it right, it's the happiest I've ever been. Then you, Christopher, you dropped me on my head. And well, I guess now, this Sunday is the relapse. I'm risking a year and a half of rehabilitation just for one more high. But of course, I've always taken risks. From diving off a 20-foot ladder to hitting a top rope Dragon Rana to win my first ever title in this business, I'm not afraid of taking a risk, and I'm not afraid of you, Christopher. Because at Endgame, the final piece in the scripture of CWL will be written, and as the god of CWL looked at the mangled body of the last heretic who dared defy him, he saw that it was good. See you in Mexico, darling. Tommy Hazard, one last Sermon on the Mount before going off to fight Chris Princess in just 7 days' time. And it looks like from what he said, Chairman, that he's willing to go back to his old ways. He's willing to do whatever it takes to walk out of Mexico City the winner.
I'm scared for that showdown. I'm not even gonna lie. I am terrified for that showdown.
Well, speaking of showdowns, we've got one right here. Jacob Nitro returning to the ring after a 2-week suspension. Now going up against someone who debuted on Nemesis while he was gone, Aldo Shaw. And this is going to be Shaw's, I believe, first singles match here on Nemesis. You've got to feel big stakes here tonight for Aldo going into Endgame and going, I believe, into Redacted Battle Royal.
I absolutely agree. This is going to be a very, very good matchup.
The opening match of Nemesis is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing Anarchy Inc., weighing 218 pounds, from Rahway, New Jersey, Jacob Nitro.
Jacob Nitro making his way down to the ring, and he is someone who is no stranger to the bright lights of Endgame, yet he has not picked up a win at the show of shows despite showing up multiple times. You've got to feel, not only is he focused on beating the backroom dealings at Endgame, but also he's focused on finally breaking that losing streak. Very well could also be looking to make a statement showing that, hey, I don't need to have people backing me up. I can do it on my own. Whereas, you know, backroom dealings, wherever they go, they've got some brothers behind them.
And his opponent, accompanied by Eli Evans, representing Backroom Dealings, weighing 217 pounds, from Melbourne, Australia, Aldo Shaw.
Aldo Shaw, the newest chess piece to be moved onto this board between Anarchy Inc. and the Backroom Dealings, although he is not a chess piece that will be used in the final game that we will see at Endgame. In fact, he has to focus on the Redacted Battle Royal, and we've talked all week about how big of an opportunity the Redacted Battle Royal could be for anyone in it.
I think this is going to be interesting to see here for Aldo Shaw, honestly. This, as you mentioned, this is his first singles match. This is the first time he's been out here as a competitor, to show us exactly what he's got outside of Genesis. For him to go up against somebody on the caliber of Jacob Nitro is really going to let us know where Aldo Shaw stands himself.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked over on Vindication about how Troy Winters, his first true test was Harris, someone who has mixed it up with the top of the roster. Very similar situation right now for Aldo Shaw. Jacob Nitro is not your average schmuck. He's not your average run-of-the-mill competitor, he's going to have to make Aldo Shaw work for his victory.
Absolutely. Jacob Nitro is no pushover, as you can see right there with that Japanese-style arm drag, able to just get Aldo Shaw into a bad spot, as now Jacob Nitro is using the entire ring as a weapon here.
Absolutely, and we see Eli Evans looking on. We know Eli has obviously been showcasing his stuff ever since showing up here on Nemesis. You've got to feel that him in the corner of Aldo Shaw could pay major dividends.
Oh, Aldo Shaw managed to catch Jacob Nitro there, and right in front of Eli Evans as well. Now, Alex, I got to question you here. Do you think Eli Evans is... Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, no, that's about what I expected, as Aldo Shaw now hanging him up there. Sit out, neck breaker. And yeah, I think you're about to ask, is Eli Evans going to get involved? I think the answer is going to be absolutely yes.
Aldo Shaw now sends Jacob Nitro to the outside, maybe to take a little bit of a breather. Now Jacob Nitro slowly getting back up to his feet, though.
Slowly getting to his feet. And, you know, it's got to be said that right now, Aldo Shaw is doing a good job of keeping Jacob Nitro at even pace right now. Jacob Nitro is someone who could very easily just get a bunch of momentum and run away with this. Aldo Shaw is doing a good job of keeping this one back and forth in the early goings.
And here you look at that. Aldo Shaw able to come back into this and goes into that spine buster.
Beautifully executed, but not enough to get too much of a 2 count there.
Aldo Shaw now twisting the arm, and it's a very smart idea to do so. I think that's the arm that... Hold on. Did Eli Evans just slide a chair into the ring?
No, I think it was the ghost of chairs yet to come. No, it was Eli Evans. Like I said, Backroom Dealings, they are never seen without having some boys in their corner. And like I said, they could pay dividends at a moment's notice. Now Jacob Nitro, though, goes to pick the leg, instead gets a knee to the gut. And Aldo Shaw is taking control of this match right now. As, wait a second, Eli Evans distracting the referee. Now Aldo Shaw hitting Jacob Nitro with that chair.
That is exactly why Eli Evans was out here. We know that the Backroom Dealings don't play well, or I should say don't play clean, as now Aldo Shaw is in complete control of this matchup. And look at that. You talk about fearing the Aussie necktie. You got to fear something like that maneuver right there as well.
Yeah, his own personal gallows for Jacob Nitro. And now looking to just steal this one after the chair shot to the back, but Nitro still able to get the shoulder up.
That kind of chair shot definitely has put Aldo Shaw in the driver's seat.
Oh, I was about to say the Aussie necktie locked in there, but Jacob Nitro able to escape it.
Jacob Nitro had it scouted.
Another Japanese-style arm drag trying to get the momentum back in his way. As now, locking him up, burnout, perfect position. And we saw him stare down Eli Evans as he hits it, saying, this is going to be you. And wait a second, Eli's on the apron distracting the referee. Eli Evans has been fully the absolute X factor in this match. He has given Aldo Shaw every possible advantage, every possible escape, but he can't save him all the way out here. But Aldo Shaw saves himself, ducking under the crossbody, causing Jacob Nitro to crash and burn.
Aldo Shaw now slides right back into the ring, and now just taunting Jacob Nitro every chance that he gets.
And Jacob Nitro, by all rights, should have had this match won. But Aldo Shaw can give a big thanks to Eli Evans for keeping him in this fight. As now goes behind, sensational suplex there.
And is that going to be enough here as Aldo Shaw goes into the pinfall too? Oh, but Jacob Nitro barely got the shoulder up. You can see him struggling right there. That was just from the heart, as now Aldo Shaw setting up for something big here as well.
Has now got the unlock. Shaw's shank connects. And Aldo Shaw, with the huge assist, Eli Evans picks up the win here tonight. Absolutely just stealing this one from Jacob Nitro.
The winner of the match, Aldo Shaw.
The numbers game was too much for Jacob Nitro to handle here tonight, but at Endgame in 7 days' time, it's going to be even numbers for Anarchy Inc. and Backroom Dealings.
Endgame is definitely going to be stacked any way you look at it, whether it's Backroom Dealings, Anarchy Inc., Redacted Battle Royal, everything is going... The Backroom Dealings are going to try and make everything go their way.
And speaking of big-time matches, stacked matches, we know this man will be facing John Sparkus in his last match at CWL. And it looks like he has one last thing to say to the Spartan.
We know that John Spartacus is going to be in action here later today in his final Nemesis appearance against Alex Perez. But you're right, the final day of his contract is Endgame. And it's going to be really, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not bittersweet because there's no sweetness coming out of it. It's going to be heart-wrenching knowing that we're going to move forward without the Spartan here on this roster.
Many people have called John Sparkus the heart and the soul of the Nemesis brand, and he has worn that declaration as a badge of honor. But here's a man that does not care about his honor. He only cares about his own personal glory.
I've waited more than 3 years for this, Centurion. I've waited 3 years to overcome you. And you will not deny me this by entering the endgame without bringing your very best to me. Last week, that felt like the Centurion that I used to know. The one that took everything from me, and the one who gave everything to me. I understand that I can't do this forever, and I made peace with your decision. But you best not disappoint, or else you'll find yourself leaving with 2 broken arms. Centurion, I will see you at Endgame. So, make this all worth it. Arrivederci.
Strong words from BMS right there. It seems that he wants the best Centurion, and it's supremacy. He doesn't believe that he got it. But in 1 week's time, we're going to find out which John Spartacus is going to come out to Endgame.
I mean, if the same John Sparkus that's been showing up these past couple weeks, BMS might be forced to run scared once again.
Speaking of running scared...
I can't. I don't wanna. Chairman.
Well,
I know you're paying me, but I don't wanna.
The Dark Breed is the #1 contenders for those tag team championships. We are going to see them clash against the Broken Standard. But before they do that, we are going to be seeing them go up against the War Boys, former tag team champions here in the CWL, and actually the champions going into last year's Endgame.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 423 pounds, Kron, Haas, the War Boys.
Well, at least Crom's here to outset my pure, unrelenting disappointment that is Warboy Haas. Chairman, let's focus on the task at hand and the fact that the Dark Breed seem to want to indoctrinate the War Boys into the Dark Breed themselves. They want to sort of abduct them and make them the first soldiers in their new army of sorts. And who knows? You know, Dark Breed, kind of a spooky name, kind of an evil name, but maybe it's the thing that would turn around Warboy Haas and his wicked, evil, menacing ways.
And their opponents. Samuel Black, Tora Khan, the Dark Breed.
And here comes the Dark Breed. And they are, well, they are the closest analog that Nemesis has to Broken Standard. So much so that it's almost fitting that they are facing Broken Standard at Endgame. And tonight, I mean, you know, we talked about before the show, Warboy Crom, very similar to the size of Edward Bronson and Brubble, but not necessarily Warboy Haas. What if they had to fight two Warboy Crops? I'd actually much prefer that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. At least they're getting some experience fighting a giant here. But, you know, Samuel Black has been a perennial contender for almost every championship that we've had here. In just his first year here in the CWL, he's fought for the Twitch title. He's fought for the Nemesis title. Tora Khan, on the other hand, went through this transformation to become the Tora Khan that we see right here in front of us. And that man won the battle for supremacy. Although he's not getting that guaranteed shot, you know, that's how Connor Gates got his title match. That's still the guy that won the battle for supremacy.
He beat 29 other men in one match. That is something very few people can say they can do. You know who can say they did it? John Spartacus, Tommy Hazard, and Sarah Price. That is a who's who of people that are going to be competing on Endgame weekend.
And now here we see Tora Khan and Warboy Haas mixing it up in the middle of the ring. Now, Haas somehow has the upper hand here against Tora Khan.
I mean, I don't think Tora Khan was expecting someone that small and that puny and futile to do a big boy senton on him, who is an actual big boy. But now we see Warboy Crom get into the ring, and now we've got some big men in the ring doing big men things, and I personally can't wait. Now, sending him into the corner, does Crom. Huge lariat, misses. He's dazed. Tora Khan sends him into the Dark Breed corner.
Now Crom and Tora Khan here, very close to the corner with Samuel Black there. Now we're about to see the Dark Breed start pulling off their tag team maneuvers here. Look at that. Tora Khan just holds Crom back, and Samuel Black easily just lifts Crom and slams him into that turnbuckle and tosses him aside.
I mean, here's the thing. Often when you see tag teams do, you know, tag team chemistry and maneuvers, right? It's, you know, there's these big double team maneuvers and grapples. With the Dark Breed, it's very simple. I'm going to hold this guy here. You hit him as hard as you can. And you know what? For those two big dudes, that's a hell of an effective strategy.
Gotta agree here as now Samuel Black try to be a little cheeky and get the ropes involved to get that pinfall. But Samuel Black runs into the turnbuckles as Crom moves out of the way. And now Crom able to lift up Samuel Black. And look at that, just flips him over.
Nice big boy doing big boy things there with that pump handle fall away slam. And now he tags him Warboy Haas. Okay. Well, Warboy Haas now coming in, and Samuel Black immediately laying him out with that shoulder barge. As Samuel Black now, just look at how easily just tosses him through the deadlift. And a big overhand right to Haas sends him into the corner now. Huge lariat in the corner.
Now look at this, Samuel Black sending Haas into another corner, but Haas able to lift up the elbow, and Samuel Black with ease just lifts up Haas, and now just raining down the punches.
Punches in bunches from Samuel Black as we see Haas trying to tag into the physically bigger and superior Crom, but Black just not giving him any chance to do so. As he lifts him up, and now rolls through, drop toe hold. This could be Haas's chance to get Crom into the match. As now he somehow lifts him up into a Falcon arrow.
I mean, don't underestimate the man.
I have done nothing but underestimate him every week he's come out here.
He is a former tag team champion for a reason, as now Warboy Haas connects with not just one super kick, but two that just crumbles Samuel Black, and the Warboys, I was about to say, who are in full control of this matchup, but it looks like Samuel Black found the opening.
The commentator's curse kicking in once again as Samuel Black makes the tag out to Tora Khan. As now he looks to put the boots and the fists to Warboy Haas. Like I said, you're not going to see anything flashy. You're not going to see anything special here. And look at that cheap tactic from Warboy Haas, making at the mask and at the eyes of Tora Khan. Right in front of the referee, clear as day. How is that conscionable?
We're up to a 2 count. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, they have until the count of 20 to get back in. The Tora Khan and Samuel Black could very well keep Warboy Haas out here long enough to, you know, get that count out victory. Pretty much like how BMS and John Spartacus did just a few weeks ago.
They very well could. Haas is not a very smart man. I don't know if he can even count to 20. So I would not be surprised if he just gets put out here and doesn't know to come in for the 20 count yet again.
Look at that. The chop across the chest of Tora Khan. It did absolutely nothing as Tora Khan just stared at Haas and laughed.
That's now I thought he was going to go for a back suplex. Instead turns around into a gut buster. Tora Khan just devastating Haas on the outside here. And now goes for the punches and knee. There, a sneaky little knee from Warboy Haas connecting though. As now goes for the kick to the gut and just gets pasted with that lariat. Tora Khan choosing to go back into the ring now.
I think he's just going to try and run out the clock, pretty much how BMS did a few weeks ago. We're up to a kind of 15. We're up to a 16 now. Warboy Haas very slow to get up to his feet.
I don't even know if Warboy Haas knows he's getting the ring. I don't know if he learned to count. Apparently he did, as he gets it before the count of 20.
Now Tora Khan, look at that, flips him over.
Inverted superplex there from Tora Khan, connecting flush onto Haas. And ever since Tora Khan's gone in the ring, Haas has just not been able to get anything going.
And any opening that Haas looks to get, Tora Khan immediately is able to just counter it as that chokeslam backbreaker connects. And now Tora Khan able to lift up Haas with just one hand. The power of Tora Khan is insane.
Yeah, that might just be it. Oh, but Crom able to make the save for him there, but you've got to feel that if he didn't, Haas was not kicking out of that. That was an absolutely just toxic choke slam. As now he sets him up on the ropes for the pounce! Pouncing him all the way across the ring.
This could be the shot that Tora Khan needed. You can see that Haas can't even grasp the rope as Tora Khan picks up the victory for the Dark Breed. Haas was so close to just being able to grab the rope, but I think he was legitimately knocked out unconscious.
I think he's been out since that chokeslam. I've got to be honest. That was absolutely destructive. But big win for Dark Breed. A loss for the War Boys. Unfortunate for Crom. Grateful for Haas. And now, could this be the last time we see either of these two teams on Vindication? After all, tag teams are on both brands. And who knows what's going to happen in the new season.
The winners of the match, the team of Samuel Black, Tora Khan, the Dark Breed.
Well, the Dark Breed picked up a wonderful victory here over the War Boys, and now the Broken Standard. Now they have a feel of what these two are capable of, but is it going to be enough for... Oh, hold on. We got cameras backstage as Alex Perez and TJ Black are just going at it.
It's absolute pandemonium right now. These two just striking back and forth. We know they have a very heated encounter in just 7 days for the Twitch title. Years of animosity, Chairman, between these two. Boiling over once again at Endgame. TJ Black, Alex Perez, they've both been attacking each other in the past couple weeks in the backstage area, and it looks like they are attacking each other once more.
Now TJ Black, the Twitch champion. We know that these two are going to be going at it at Endgame, actually. And look, they're actually fighting really close to TJ's locker room. I wasn't sure why they were fighting out here. Maybe Alex Perez caught him by surprise as he was trying to get to the locker room or something.
Very possibly, as now just a release suplex onto the concrete. That's not padded concrete. That is just, it's as hard as it gets. As we see, TJ Black got the front guillotine locked in. And just again throwing him down on that concrete, looking to injure him, not just before Endgame, but before his match later tonight. Now, punch gets blocked with another one.
The exhaustion has got to start setting in. You saw that punch was a little bit of a tired punch. As now, look at this. Just a backdrop suplex.
Drop driver on the concrete. Jesus. Alex Perez not holding anything back before Sunday. As now Poison Rana spike him head first. As now Alex Perez looks to be going into looks to go towards TJ Black's locker room.
But why did he go in there?
I don't know, maybe looking to do some redecorating, remodeling, I don't know. That was a brutal attack backstage, but speaking of brutal, that is a perfect word to describe the war that has been going on between the backroom dealings and Anarchy Inc. And we write another chapter here tonight, another battle in the war, if you will, as Golden Mask takes on FJA, someone who's been a thorn in their side ever since they arrived on Nemesis.
Absolutely, and I think it was FJA that cut off Golden Mask literally the day that they made their appearance here for the first time. So this one here is absolutely a long time coming.
The following match is set for 1-4. Introducing first, accompanied by Dave Graves and Cairo, the leader of Backroom Dealings. He was voted PWA's Top 500 #1 Wrestlers of the Year in 2017, and is widely considered the most attractive man whose face you've never seen. He stands at 6 foot tall and weighs in at 229 pounds and fights out of North Carolina. He is the Golden Mask.
Jeez, announcer, is that really all needed? I understand. I understand that this is a big deal, but come on.
Maybe the announcer's part of backroom dealings. Do you think he got paid off by them? I mean, it's entirely possible.
Very well could be possible.
Let me go ask him. I could ask him.
Well,
Hey, Charles.
His opponent, weighing in at 200 pounds, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, FJA.
All right, I'm back. Charles flipped me the bird because he was busy announcing. But here comes FJA, who, speaking of flipping people the bird, he has been nothing but defiant in the face of backroom dealings and their desire to rule over and dominate Nemesis.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That he's been there literally, like I mentioned, since the beginning. He actually cut off Golden Mask in the introduction of the backroom dealings to Nemesis, what, 3-4 months ago now? And the fact that he's been here for 4 months, just, I'm gonna just say annoying backroom dealings, just goes to show that FGA is ready for Endgame. And this match.
Yeah, I mean, FJ is someone who we've been waiting to see that one breakout win. That one thing that's going to truly cement his legacy here in CWL, and who knows, maybe Endgame will be just that. But tonight, he can't focus on Endgame. He has to focus on the Golden Mask.
You can see here, FJ able to push away the Golden Mask into the corner. As now the Golden Mask. Clean break, very surprising here.
Yeah, we've seen, and we saw it earlier tonight, that backroom dealings love to err on the side of chicanery and bending of the rules. And I would not be surprised to see either Cairo or Dave Graves get involved in this match here tonight. But right now, it's been very back and forth, very standard wrestling affair.
Now FJ clearing that jump right there easily. As now Golden Mask try to go for a closeout, but he gets caught by a knee to the face.
And FJ egging him on here, but he needs to be careful what he wishes for as he just gets laid out there by the Golden Mask.
This could be all she wrote right there. A 2 count, but FJ managed to kick out. Now the question here, I'm going to pose you the exact same question. Do you think Cairo and Dave Graves are going to get involved in this matchup like we saw Eli Evans earlier today?
It would not surprise me in the slightest to see them. But right now, they've done a good job of keeping it, casual, keeping it formal. I think if we see FJA really start to get an opportunity to pick up the win, absolutely.
And now we see Golden Mask lift up FJA into the shoulders and just rolling right through.
Roll. As the Fit Freakin' Finley roll connects, we see him now getting ready, calling him to his feet. Looking for the shining knee. I think he's just looking to end it now, put it away, close the gates. As he kicks him up onto his shoulders. 24-karat slam. 2. And FJA kicks out somehow.
FJ is not going to go down easy. If there's one thing that we know about this guy is that he's just a dog. He never gives up. You've literally got to do way more damage than that if you want to put down somebody like FJA.
Absolutely. Even if you are the man with the golden mask, sometimes you need more than a couple of golden moments in offense. As FJA has been shown to be as resilient as they come. As now you see the forearms connecting. Ducks the line, super kick connecting. As now looking to set him up, sends him into the ropes. Looking for that TFK, the Tiger Fate kick.
Now FJA going up top. Could he be thinking the big move here?
Could be going for painkiller, could be going for that elbow drop. Again, goes for the elbow drop. Again, not quite able to land it. As now, he gets dropped on the back of his head there by that Snapdragon suplex.
Not Golden Mask. Able to get the Rings of Saturn here. Flips it over. A little bit of extra pressure.
Looking to get the submission victory. Looking to do damage to that neck, to those arms. Take all the ability out of that elbow drop if necessary. As he goes into the cover now too. No. FJ connects with the elbow as Golden Mask tries to follow up. Right to the bridge of the nose. As wait a second here. Up and over. And there we see it. That sliced bread connecting. But Golden Mask takes a moment there. FJ wasted too much time, but Golden Mask not able to get it with that pinfall.
Now FJA here. Look at that. Just a package driver, but not able to capitalize as much as he wanted to. Doesn't go from the top rope, but does get that painkiller off of the ropes. Is this going to be enough? But Dave Graves doing what the backroom dealings do best.
And you had to expect it sooner or later that they would get involved. Especially, like I said, once FJA had victory within his grasp, backroom dealings making their presence known. Now Golden Mask has him right where he wants him, up against the ropes. Huge Inzagiri goes off. Speed of fire there, wrecking ball, Hurricane Rana! And there these two just brawling on the outside. Goes for the Uranagi. Does Golden Mask, but FJ able to get into the ring. Golden Mask doesn't want him to. Says, I've got unfinished business out here.
And now just labeling him as the next target is Golden Mask as the referee re-begins the count. And remember, we do have a 20 count, but FJA able to get that kick to the back of the leg. And look at that, FJA defiant. He does not want to fight on the outside. He wants to do it inside the ring.
Yeah, well, that defiance may have just cost him there as he gets dropped with that brain buster. As now, Golden Mask looking to capitalize. Lifts him up onto the shoulders. 24-carat slam. Hooks the leg, and that is it. As I am shocked into silence, FJ continues to kick out, but Golden Mask continues to pile on the punishment. And now, here we see it, the moss-covered three-handle family Grandosa might just be enough to put FJ away as he's forced to tap out. Knock up, though, the big assist to backroom dealings all throughout tonight.
Absolutely. It is no mistake that the backroom dealings came out here and did what they had to do to get that final momentum before Endgame. But at Endgame, there's going to be no games. There's going to be no people on the outside. It is going to be 3-on-3, entirely fair fight.
The winner of the match, the Golden Mask.
Golden Mask getting his team all the momentum going into Endgame, but that momentum, gotta feel, is a bit of fool's gold, so to speak, as they needed to have people on the outside to win. At Endgame, the odds are even. And we're gonna see if the backroom dealings can truly beat Anarchy Inc. when everything is perfectly even and set up as, wait a second here, Raymondo and Drake Harrison appear to be each other backs. What happened to
Okay,
I
so
thought this was
the power flickered, but now we're seeing Drake Harrison go between Rex and half Rex, and what?
I think all this battling near the power system is causing some issues to our feed here. I
didn't imagine that, right? That was full Rex that was fighting Raymondo, right?
Yeah, no. It definitely was full Rex, and then it was half Rex, half Drake, and what? We're supposed to have this dream match of the final match of John Spartacus against his greatest Nemesis rival, Alex Perez, and as we try and bring a calm to the situation here, John Spartacus, like I said, heart and soul of the Nemesis brand. The Centurion, Big Johnny Sparta, Large Jonathan, whatever you want to call him. Tonight, we will be calling his last Nemesis match ever.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing in at 280 pounds, from Rome, Italy, John Spartacus.
A locker room leader, a 3-time Nemesis world champion, a former Twitch champion, main eventer of the first endgame, Big Johnny Sparta. Wow, what a man!
Couldn't have said it better myself. John Spartacus has been a staple of the Nemesis brand and a staple of CWL ever since he first set foot here 4 years ago. And honestly, for somebody to only have been here half a year and to main event endgame, after coming into the battle for supremacy at number 14 and winning, that just tells you the kind of moxie and the kind of drive that John Spartacus brought to the table. And the fact that we're not going to be seeing this man anymore after endgame is just an absolute shame.
And his opponent, weighing 225 pounds, from San Jose, USA, Alex Perez.
What? Did Alex Perez, is that why he went to his locker room? Did Alex Perez just steal the Pog champion? The Pog champ?
I mean, that's what it looks like. I think now we know why he went into TJ Black's locker room. We know that he's trying to send a message here to TJ Black. He absolutely took him out with that poison Rana to the concrete. We haven't heard an update about TJ Black's health at all throughout the night. He may be completely out cold, and we know that they're fighting for the Twitch title in just 7 days. But
we know the Pog title is not an official championship, but since Alex Perez holds it currently, the possessive property, does that make him the new Pog champ?
I mean, I wouldn't put it, I don't know how this title works. I've never recognized it as a championship. I am just as appalled right now as whenever TJ Black came out with it. But, I mean, I find it kind of funny. I'm not going to lie.
It is pretty funny. But the time for jokes, the time for funny business is over, as John Spartacus, like I said, one of his greatest rivals, arguably his greatest rival in all of Nemesis, Alex Perez. These two at the forefront of the second Nemesis the first Nemesis Civil War back in Season 2. As we see these two just trading holds, and we've seen them battle in every type of stipulation: Iron Man, submission, Extreme Rules, you name it, they went to war in it.
Absolutely, and again, that's the kind of, the kind of stamp that John Spartacus is going to leave here on Nemesis, whether it was Alex Perez, whether it was TJ Black, Ryan Quinn last season. There was a lot. There's been a lot that John Spartacus has done here, and this is the last time that he will be able to leave a mark here on this brand.
Right now, the only mark getting left was on the side of the face of John Spartacus by the right hand of Alex Perez as he sends him shooting off the ropes, goes for a huge bicycle kick, not quite able to get it, and a German suplex just dumps him on his head.
Now here we see, look at that, John Spartacus able to lift up Alex Perez and just put him right back down. As these two are very familiar with each other. It's going to be interesting to see just how different this match goes in the previous ones, because we know that Alex Perez, for the most part, has gotten the better of John Spartacus. And now here we see Alex Perez lift up John Spartacus, but John Spartacus able to come back with the clothesline, and now John Spartacus able to take out Alex Perez with that suplex. Almost a gut wrench style suplex there. Oh, here we go. The Fall of Rome. The Fall of Rome connects. Is this going to be it? Has John Spartacus sealed the victory? Not quite yet, as Alex Perez manages to kick out, and now the Spartan is taking a bit of a breather here. And now look at this. This is exactly how Alex Perez won their first matchup at Midsummer Mayhem 2 over 2.5 years ago. But John Spartacus not able to get the victory, as now Alex Perez goes to the outside, goes up top. But before he's able to get there, John Spartacus cuts him off with the right hand. It seems that everybody here today on Nemesis just loves fighting on the outside, whether it was Aldo Shaw and Jacob Nitro, whether it was the FJA Golden Mask. Everybody seems to just be wanting to fight on the outside here, Alex.
I mean, they call it no man's land, as in no man is supposed to go there, in reference to, World War II and stuff like that. But it appears all mans wants to go fight there. All mans wants to fight in no man's lands. As now, the Dragon Rush might be putting this big man away. No, he knows. He knows how valiant a competitor John Spartacus is. He knows he needs the double, the double Dragon Rush combination.
And that could be enough to put away John Spartacus. But look at that. This is why John Spartacus has been one of the best competitors that we have ever had here. Not just the Nemesis, but also the CWL.
Absolutely, this man has no quit in him. He will not stop until you force him to stop breathing, to stop moving. He just goes forward. But right now, Alex Perez getting sent forward into the ropes. John Spartacus goes in, not quite able to get it, goes for the lariat. Perez ducks down and connects with one of his own. Now,
Alex Perez with that sling blade, able to get the upper hand once again. He is in full control, but now we have to ask, what is it going to take down John Spartacus?
Big boot caught, as now Perez looking to lock it in here. Sharpshooter locked in. Nowhere for Spartacus to go. Alex Perez beat him last time in a submission match. Can he get him to tap out here tonight?
It looks like he wasn't able to get the job done, as Alex Perez releases the hold. But now he is just awaiting, as Alex Perez, I think, tried to get a hold of John Spartacus, but was unable to. And look at that, the knee breaker, and then into the back suplex.
And now, going into the corner once again, looking one more time to put the Centurion away for good. Dragon Rush. And that might just be it, as Alex Perez beats John Spartacus, putting the exclamation point in their years-long rivalry.
I feel like
What
it was
a
less.
match.
I feel like it was less of a rivalry here today, and it was more about respect between these two men.
The winner of the match, Alex Perez.
Congratulations to Alex Perez picking up a victory here, just 1 week away from his own matchup for the Twitch Championship before TJ Black moves to Vindication. But, you know, now you got to wonder, is John Spartacus going to be okay for that match against BMS?
I mean, we saw the fight it took, though, for Alex Perez to put John Spartacus down. He may not have come out here with a win tonight, but
we see Alex Perez grabbing his jacket and the POC title before he leaves the ring, or the arena, I should say, standing in front of Spartacus. And now just putting the POC title at his feet before he leaves.
John Spartacus picks it up. Did Alex Perez just give it to him because he knows TJ Black will never be able to get it back, as this is John Spartacus' last nemesis? John Spartacus leaves with TJ Black's prized possession and leaves Nemesis a champion. Maybe not an official champion, but a champion nonetheless. And speaking of two people that have been championing to make the Redacted Battle Royal their own springboard to the top, Alexander wanted to rename it himself. Johnny Gemini looking to bring honor to the Battle Royal. Both men will settle their differences here tonight, and then in 7 days' time, look to claim their glory at Endgame.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 245 pounds, from New York City, the man known as Alexander.
Well, Alexander, as you mentioned, has been wanting to rename this Battle Royal after himself. Can we do that?
You're the chairman. You, if anyone, would know. What, you think I know? What am I supposed to do?
Well, I mean, we made that match in commemoration of one of our best people here in history, you know, Nightmare. But I don't know how I feel about that. That's in respect to that man.
Well, hey, you're the champion. If you don't want to change it, we won't change it. Honestly, I don't think Alexander Memorial Battle Royal rolls off the tongue as well.
And his opponent, weighing 205 pounds, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Johnny Gemini.
And here's a man, we've talked all night, you know, and all week about people who've had breakout seasons. Johnny Gemini is definitely one of them. Former king of Genesis, but ever since making it to the Nemesis brand, he has come oh so close so many times to, you know, grabbing that proverbial brass ring, to making that name for himself. Yet he has always fallen short.
And that's something that Alexander said last week when these two were, you know, in the ring talking and just going back and forth. He said that Johnny Gemini just ran like a dog with its tail between its legs, and he just played second fiddle to Connor Gates' story. That is, you know, that had to hurt. That really had to hurt Johnny Gemini.
I mean, yeah, like, here's the thing. All rivalries ever are based off some level of dislike, some level of insecurity towards the other. Obviously, what Johnny Gemini has said to Alexander has ruffled his feathers, and vice versa. And you've got to feel tonight they're going to take out that insecurity, take out that anger on each other.
Now here you see Johnny Gemini getting the better of Alexander, but Alexander catches him and is able to flip him down with that face buster.
Absolutely beautiful offense there from Alexander. You might not like the guy, but you can't deny he is talented in between those 12 ropes.
Now we see Alexander
keeping the fight up.
And Johnny Gemini now able to not only get back into that, but able to stun Alexander. And, you know, we saw some matches on Vindication earlier in the week, and they had a lot of showings between Troy Winters and Harris and Jasper Starr. You know, all the stars from Vindication that are going to be in this matchup. Do you think that their wins are going to give them any momentum? And do you think this win is going to give either of these two men any momentum going into that?
I mean, absolutely. If this was a standard, because here's something people might not know. The Redacted Battle Royal, it isn't necessarily a normal over-the-top rope affair. So in that sort of situation, I might say no, the momentum does matter, because anyone could get tossed over the top rope. Ask Ricky Valentine and Carl Stone about that one. But to know, hey, I don't know if I can beat 6 other guys, but I know I could beat at least this one. That at least eases your mind a little bit. Because now, let's say Alexander wins here tonight. He knows if it comes down to just him and Gemini, he knows he can beat Gemini. Gemini doesn't know that.
That's entirely true. As now we see Alexander connect with those elbows to the side of the head of Johnny Gemini. And now Alexander showing a little bit of his athleticism. As look at that, able to just take him down with that head scissors.
And Alexander, let's not bear the lead here, by the way. Alexander, someone who debuted at Endgame 1, Endgame 2. So he is not necessarily new to the show of shows. As we see here, the Yorktown facebuster connecting, and Alexander looking to finally put away Johnny Gemini here. Gemini knows he's in trouble. Connects with the arm drag, the adrenaline rushing through him here. Gets caught with the Hurricane Rana.
Now Alexander able to pick up Johnny Gemini, and here we go. We're going for a little bit of a spin. The Revolution connects, and could this be enough to put away Johnny Gemini too? And Alexander defeats Johnny Gemini.
And like I said, it's all about the mind games. It's all about momentum. And Alexander, I mean, hey, if it comes down to just him and Gemini at Endgame, like I said, he knows now that he could pin Gemini. Gemini's the one that has to overcome the fact that he's not done it yet.
The winner of the match, the man known as Alexander.
Alexander with the big win here tonight, and like we talked about, momentum going in to the match he wishes to rename in his own image. And he very well could do it. He has the skills, but will he be able to apply them at Endgame?
And speaking of Endgame, here we see Jay Scott make his way to the ring. He is, I guess we're going to call him the manager of Rodrigo Del Gaiso. And we know that Rodrigo Del Gaiso and Connor Gates are going to meet at Endgame. But we do have that contract signing out here today as we see Jay Scott getting that table set up. He has already grabbed the microphone. I'm going to hope that this contract signing doesn't go horribly, if you will.
Ladies and gents, I'm here on behalf of your Nemesis heavyweight champion, Rodrigo Delgaiso, who, quite frankly, has better things to do. If you examine the contract sitting on the table behind me, you'll see that Mr. Delgaiso has already done his part and signed it, so now all we need is the challenger. But I'm looking around and I don't see anyone else. Where is your brave hero? Where is your would-be champion? Where is Connor Gates? I think we all know the answer. No matter how much you might hate to admit it, he's scared. Cowering backstage like a child, afraid to face the man who tapped him out last week, and even more scared to sign this contract and seal his fate for Endgame. I'll be honest, I don't even know if he'll come out here at all. I don't think he has the ball.
Well, Connor Gates didn't wait at all. Jay Scott wanted to know if Connor had the balls to come out here and do something about it, and it definitely looks like he does. All he's got to do is sign his name on the dotted line, and the match is official.
Scared? You think that I'm scared because you tapped me out? Let me ask you, do you remember why you lost our first match, Jay? Because you actually tried to fight me. Then last week, you tried to bust up my knees, you almost ripped my ears from the sockets. You came as close to cheating as you could without hitting me with a whip. And I know that you will get involved with the match I'll be having with Roddy Boy at Endgame, and just like how you lost those tag titles, he is going to lose that Nemesis Heavyweight Championship. And Jay, by all means, get as involved as you want. Bring in a weapon, distract the referee, do whatever you can. Because at the end of the day, all that you are is a desperate man trying to cling onto their success through someone else who's better than you are. You've got all of this money and power, but you don't put in work like I do, and you damn sure won't have the fans behind you like I will. And when I walk into Endgame, I will have their voices behind me. I will get my first win at the biggest show. I will get my Nemesis Heavyweight Championship back, and I'll shut Starjammer the hell up. And there is not a man, god, or devil that's going to stop me from doing that.
That's a whole lot of talk, Mr. Gates, but I don't know if you have what it takes to back it all up at Endgame.
Oh, you want me to back it up? How about I back it up right now?
Wait a second! I mean, you said that you didn't want any funny business, but, I don't think Connor Gates shares the same idea. Jesus Christopher! Huge powerbomb on Jay Scott through the table, and you've got to feel that's a message sent.
It's got to be.
I mean, I've never seen someone sign a contract with another person's body before, but I think it's legally binding. And I think that means we will be having Connor Gates versus Rodrigo Delgaiso at Endgame.
I am looking forward to this matchup. Connor Gates is done being the nearly man here in the CWL. And even when he was at the top of the mountain, he never got that chance to fully celebrate it. But at Endgame, that comes to an end.
But tonight, we have our main event, a knockouts-only match between Jesse Anderson and Kelly Kaplan. And this is something that has gotten very personal over the past couple weeks. Last week, Kelly Kaplan left Jesse Anderson a bloody mess in the locker room, having finally snapped after all the taunts from Jesse Anderson over the past couple weeks. You've got to feel tonight we might very well see a whole new side of the Neon Panther, Kelly Kaplan.
The main event of Nemesis is a knockout match. Introducing first, weighing in at 200 pounds, from London, England, Jesse Anderson.
And Jesse Anderson makes her way down to the ring. She wanted this match. And for those of you not in the know, a knockout match, it's as simple as it sounds. No pinfalls, no submissions. This only ends via knockout, or rather referee's stoppage. When the referee deems that you cannot keep fighting, you no longer have the ability to, you no longer have the consciousness to, then the fight will be over. And you've got to feel Jesse Anderson with as just how I've tried to find the words, but just devastating she has been with her offense. She might have the advantage of this one.
And her opponent, representing Kingsman, weighing 146 pounds, from Norwich, England, Callie Kaplan.
Callie Kaplan, you know, until last week, or I should say a few days ago, when she finally snapped in the backstage area, I would have told you that I don't think Callie Kaplan is ever going to accept this matchup. But I stand corrected, and after seeing the footage of Callie Kaplan just absolutely destroying Jesse Anderson in the back, I think that this match could be insanely brutal.
It could go either way is the thing. I always expected this match to be brutal. After all, like I said, no pinfalls, no submissions. It just goes to one person physically can't compete anymore. But you also have to keep in mind that now, beforehand, it might have been like, oh, Jesse Anderson's the favorite. Because Callie Kaplan doesn't seem like the type of person that has it in her to be that brutal. But now that we know she can, all bets are off.
Absolutely. This is going to be good here. And I'm not going to lie, my heart's beating a little bit fast right now. I'm nervous because I have no idea what these women are capable of. We know Jesse Anderson, or I guess who used to be Jesse Anderson, I should say. We don't know just how demented she can get. Callie Kaplan, on the other hand, we saw her get trained by Cassidy Clark, and she even managed to defeat her at Battle Lines in one of the most amazing Iron Man matches that we've ever seen here in the CWL. This is going to be just amazing to see.
It's also going to be brutal. Do not expect to see maybe a lot of holds, a lot of chin locks. Maybe expect to see a lot more striking and attempted maiming of the body and ruining of personal health. But here we see Callie Kaplan targeting the arms early on at least, maybe trying to give her the striking power of Jesse Anderson.
And I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think they're going to be technically wrestling here. They're literally just going to be trying to break each other's bones. And although it is not pinfall submissions, it is knockouts only, you know that they want to just damage each other to the best of their ability.
Yeah, this is something that got very personal between these two. And here we see Jesse Anderson getting cocky, getting overconfident maybe. And you've got to feel that maybe she did take the lesson she learned from Callie Kaplan beating her up last week to heart.
I mean, when you're... I hate calling people crazy because I think it's a lot more nuanced than that. When you are as crazy as Jesse Anderson has seemed over the past few weeks, I don't know. It's, you know... I think that we're in for a ride here.
Here we see Callie Kaplan, though, returning the favor, taking a bit of a rest on the corner as well, as now this is spilled out to the outside, and we're going to need to be careful here, because I can very easily see our table being used as a weapon. What did I say?
I mean, Callie Kaplan can use literally anywhere she wants as a weapon, but hold on, the referee's counting. I thought there were no countouts in a knockouts match.
No, there's still countouts, still disqualifications. It's just you have to win only by knockout.
I gotcha. As now Jesse Anderson tried to get the upper hand here for Callie Kaplan, but Callie Kaplan tried to slap Jesse, but Jesse was able to still knock her down.
As now Anderson picks her up to her feet, sends her into the corner here. Huge drop kick to the small of the back of Callie Kaplan. But Callie Kaplan fires back with an elbow strike and a sit-out spine buster. The back of Anderson's head whipping against the apron, or against the canvas, sorry. But Anderson rolls through. And again, the drop tool, she has done a good job of keeping Callie Kaplan off her feet. But there we see her just send her face first into the knee of Anderson.
Now Jesse Anderson able to flip over Callie Kaplan here and just standing on her foot, trying to break the arm, I think.
Yeah, like I said, turning the arm is a smart idea. Get rid of the striking power of either woman. But now Jesse Anderson's in the corner and connects with that running blockbuster.
The running blockbuster, not enough to knock out Callie Kaplan. But that knee drop may have done it. The referee's got to check on her, but I don't think she's knocked out yet because Jesse Anderson's continuing the attack.
And again, this is all referee's discretion. If the referee thinks you can keep fighting, he won't stop the match. If he thinks he's got that in you. But right now, Kaplan trying to keep fighting here, trying to bring the fight to Jesse Anderson. But Anderson has done a great job of keeping it up right now. As now, wait a second here, got her locked up in that interesting looking suplex. Now, wait a second here. Anderson just dropping her on her head. But again, Kaplan still able to move, still able to keep fighting. As she crawls and just tries to get to her feet. She got severely brought down with the Star Destroyer. And Anderson has no more remorse, no more time to waste. As she locks in that neck breaker. And the referee still letting this one go. And Callie Kaplan finally fighting back, goes up and over on the Michinoku driver attempt. Kick to the gut.
As now we see her set up, I think, for the Neon Sunset. That could have actually knocked out Jesse Anderson. The referee is looking, but I don't think he sees a knockout quite yet. I think, honestly, that Jesse Anderson could have gotten the knockout if she just landed with her knee a little bit better on that Star Destroyer. But it was a very, very close call there.
Absolutely. And I mean, you could say, though, about any move. If you hit a forearm just a little bit stiffer, you hit a kick just a little bit harder, it could end it at any point at this juncture in the match. As we see that kick to the top of the dome piece connecting. And a backdrop driver dumping her on the back of her head and giving her the double-winged salute there is Jesse Anderson as she lifts her back up to her feet, sends her flying into the corner. And just repeated striking, trying to get any of these to knock her out, but Callie Kaplan stays on her feet. Repeated just strikes taking down Kaplan, but Kaplan stays conscious. Now once again looking for the Star Destroyer, and the referee's calling it. The referee refuses to see this one go any further.
She did start kind of looking rough there towards the end, and I was just trying my best to survey the situation, and I think it was those European uppercuts that were just followed by that Star Destroyer. That was just nasty.
That flurry of offense towards the end was enough to do in Kaplan, but you can't deny the resilience of her.
The winner of the main event by knockout, Jesse Anderson.
Jesse Anderson picking up the win right now, and you've got to feel that she is going to be looking very closely at Endgame to see the title situation, because she just picked up a big win here tonight.
We've got one more thing to settle here today, and that is going to be the Fatal 4-Way Women's match, which we now can confirm will be main eventing Endgame in just 1 week's time.
And Cassidy Clark asked for Selena Adams to come out to the ring, claiming she had a message for her after what went down last week, but looks like Selena Adams not coming alone.
I'm very interested to see how this develops because, you know, Scout showed the footage of Cassidy Clark last week. And, I mean, Alex, let's kind of, call a spade a spade. I think that Selena may not be fully aware of everything that Scout's done here since her amnesia took hold.
It looks like Cassidy Clark has some images to show her of her own. And this was when Scout McKenzie debuted this sort of new side of herself. This darker side of herself, taking out Kel Valen. And we see Scout McKenzie try to explain herself, but Selena isn't looking for an explanation. She saw what she did. And Cassidy Clark again gets taken out. Selena Adams has no remorse for anybody. She saw what they both did as Jada King makes her way down to the ring. And these are all 4 women in the main event of Endgame are now just slugging it out in the middle of the ring as Jada and Selena get sent tumbling to the outside. And Cassidy taking out weeks of aggression on Scout McKenzie. All 4 women absolutely despise each other at this point. There's no friends, only enemies, no allies. As now Selena Adams and Jada King brawling on the outside, going into the crowd here. As Cassidy Clark, we need to get out of the way here. She's going outside. There goes a big toe pick on Elo, but gets sent crashing and burning. As it is all breaking down here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is just going off the rails. Cassidy Clark and Scout McKenzie doing battle right outside our announce desk. Jada King and Selena Adams fighting out by you, the audience. This is pandemonium here to close the show here on Nemesis. We'll see you in 7 days at Endgame. I've been Alexandra Shaw. He's been the champion. We've got to go.